Right, welcome. Well, this is Borders Open 97. We were intending at this stage just to have a full briefing and then shoot off to a hill, get on and do a task and such like. And there's a few things we wanted to run through then. But we'll just skip that for now, because what we're going to do is we're going to run the task a bit later, talk to Steve Senior and Steve Etherington. They reckon the day's going to develop a bit later. So we've got an opportunity just maybe for the next hour and a half to get some cobwebs shaken out of gliders and maybe some legs as well. And the hill up there, it's not as big as it looks. You can wander through, there's a lane up, the guys with the yellow t-shirts will sort you out. You lane up and you can get up the back. So we can do all that for the next hour and a half. The British Paragliding Cup, which runs throughout the year for, it's effectively a run up to the Nationals, people joining the Nationals, and a much more open competition series. And there's some lads that live up here that wanted to get a competition up, see what the cross-country potential was like. There's 6 people fly all these hills. We've got a lot more people than we expected. We were expecting 65 and I think we're on about 130, so it's a very quiet area of the country. And we increased to 65 and we're now up to 130, including free flyers. And I think all told, people around would probably go about 150. This afternoon there's a big marquee going up here, which we're getting the bands in, and the bar's going to be in tonight, so most people sort of mill about tonight between there. They only see Tommy, who lives in the valley, flying occasionally, and they've just opened their arms and welcomed us down to do the competition. And as soon as they've seen how many people actually turn up, they've kind of got a flavour for it now. But there's been a real buzz around the valley before we came. Forecast that I saw, I don't know if anybody can add to this. The suggestion is we've got a cold front over there, and it's moving in steadily. It's affecting the southwest of England more. There is an expectation for rain, but they said that yesterday as well, and it didn't rain. The event's been supported by a number of different people, some commercial sponsors. You'll probably see some of the stuff around the field. Also Scottish Borders Enterprise. But what we're trying to do is put together an event which brings in everybody. So we're putting a lot in to give pilots a lot back, and hopefully we're going to have a pool of money that we can put to for repairs to the hall. Rebrief 12. Here. We'll be going to another site from here.
One of the key focuses of the British Paragliding Cup was to open it around the whole country. So I brought together some of the better pilots in the country, and we formed a group of people trying to spread the competitions throughout. So far this year we've had competitions in mid-Wales, south-east Wales, we've had one in Scotland, the Isle of Man. So the Scottish Borders, where we are now, is really a very unflown, beautiful part of the country.
Yeah. Got some nice sponsorship on there. It's soaring quite nicely there.
I guess it's going to improve. We should see some sunshine, we should actually get some nice thermals going so we can start the competition.
These clouds are developing quite quickly, aren't they? How many have we got up now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 in the dual.
7 gliders, yeah. Well, it'd be a bit more busy when we've got about 120.
120 altogether, yeah?
That's got to be ranking one of the largest competitions we've had in the UK.
That's right.
Paragliding is relatively new. Some of the early, in France, I guess, is where most people really think that it started. A lot of the free fall square parachutes. They landed safely. A lot of the free fall square parachutes, they used to jump off at Musi, which is about, I think, a 3,000 foot top to bottom.
Straight down, vertical base, isn't it?
So what happened there was the fact they used to jump off fly off the top, but they used to go down like a brick. And people saw the potential of actually producing a dual surface glider and actually being able to fly. The glider actually has an opening at the front of the wing, which pressurizes the inside. And the way that the actual glider is constructed, it is basically a glorified aircraft wing.
Slow down, Jim.
He's fine, he's showing off. It's just so manoeuvrable. That's the beauty of paragliding. That's really what's inspired so many people to take it up. Because paragliding, in essence, is quite simple to learn. It takes time, it takes patience. I think patience is one of the things that you really do learn when you start flying, because so many times you get to the top of the hill and it's not perfect. But what you do find with flying is once you've learnt the basics of taking off and landing, the part in the middle, the flying part, is just very simple. I mean, as you can see now, really, the controls on the glider are basically a left and right toggle. By pulling the right-hand side of the wing, the glider will turn to the right, and if he pulls on the left-hand side, he'll go to the left. You can speed it up by taking your hands completely off the brake, and if you want to slow it down, then you apply the brakes evenly on both sides. These things are designed to fly. When they first started jumping off the Musi, the glide angle on most of these early paragliders were probably no more than 2 to 3 to 1. But now we're talking about the kind of performance that the early hang gliders had, where you're talking of glides of 7, 8 to 1.
Excellent. Yeah.
The beauty, the other great thing about these paragliders is that you can thermal so well. In fact, I think you've been there too, but we've often been flying up with hang gliders and the normal conventional gliders that you see. Mm-hmm. And the gliders are so large, they turn and climb in these rising columns of air. And they'll go around the outside. But because these gliders are so efficient and also relatively slow in comparison, right. You can core right the way up inside them.
Yeah.
And I've had gliders on the outside as you've been climbing faster than them right the way through the middle.
Yeah.
And you can do some amazing things with these gliders now. We've had, I haven't been as high as some. I mean, the people have been up to nearly 19,000 feet.
Wow.
But, Spain, climbing at 14,500 feet, the air's getting thin, you're getting a little bit hypoxic, and you just look down, and the whole world is below you or on your own, and it is real freedom.
Steve is task director, and we're going to be heading north, straight up the road, over the top of the boonies. It's only a little walk out if you bomb out on the top of the moors, and then it's just follow the road straight up through into Leithen, and hopefully we'll assess the conditions when we get up there, but if it looks like it's on, we'll be setting the 36k task up to, I forgot what it's called, Dunnin. This is sort of like general organisation stuff. As you can see, we've been supported by Red Cross. Last thing, if you want to try out demo gliders, sort it out with the people that you know. So, go and have fun. Get on this way.
This happens every flight. That's funny.
Briefing! Right, as you can see, it's a race to goal. We've got wind from the south with a touch of west in it. It's 36k. It's the Dunnin. If you haven't got an OS map, you won't know where it is, but it's basically over the back of here and just follow the road. Anyone landing out, can you roll your gliders up straight away, please? We don't want anyone calling out the emergency. All the information you need is on the board. I'll put you over to Howard and he'll give you your BPC validation. That's on there as well.
It's very important that you either ring up if you can't get back in time, or you report into the base by 6:30. Now the competition, obviously, that Steve is running and the rest of the team, whether it's validated or not, will count for the Borders competition. However, for the British Paragliding Cup to count, then we want 5 pilots to fly 10k. Any other questions?
Yeah. The coordinates you've given, Howard, are they on the same basis as the ones on the maps we were given, which make no reference to
No, that
MT?
was me being stupid.
Good luck, safe flying.
You've got 4 minutes.
I'm chairman of the British Paragliding Cup, which is the organisation that runs the national event, which we're here today in one of the rounds. British paragliding has had amazing success over the last 7-8 years. I was lucky enough to get involved in the sport in about 1991 and quickly got involved in the organisation. British paragliding has had a fantastic record, one of those unknown sports that British pilots excel at. We have many women and men champions. We've had some fantastic success in the World Championships all around the world, but no one seems to know about paragliding. One of the things that we found is that if you can fly well in the UK, you can generally fly and beat some of the best pilots in the world. And you've got to appreciate that in the UK, we've only got something approximately 5,000 pilots. And when you compare that to places like France and Germany, where you have 30 and 40,000, you can see the fact that we have fantastic records in proportion to the number of people that are flying. So one of the things that we did when we was trying to build up the Nationals, British Championships, that is, we call it the British Nationals, we had 50, 60 people flying. But what we wanted to do is expand the base, actually get more people, give them the opportunity to fly in competition. We came up with the idea of actually running a secondary tiered competition, which we named the British Paragliding Cup. And that we wanted to open it up to all the pilots in the UK, but give them an experience of a very friendly, open competition, but also give them the kind of environment where they could learn and hone their skills, and actually compete also with other pilots who in the national championships have been in world-class competitions. We started the competition last year. We had a round of 6 events, which was very successful. And I'm pleased to say that it's inspired other people around the country to actually set up and organise events like this competition here. In fact, this is superb. This has probably got to be one of the better competitions so far.
and Steve are just going to run through the task today and the sort of what arose and such like.
Basically, the task today is scrubbed. Unfortunately, the people who got away, it's just bad luck. I mean, we couldn't risk setting another 60 pilots off and getting sucked up into that lot. I mean, you know what it was like up there. You know, I mean, I was, you know, all on to get down, and I was on the front of the front. So, unfortunately, that's the way it is.
The earlier you cancel a task when it goes ballistic like today, the better.
So, go and get your gliders. You know the way.
I can't find mine, that's gone somewhere.
Been paragliding since 92, October 92. 7 of us have got together, wrong wing beat, and organised this as a small club. I'm really pleased with it.
Really good weekend.
It's a brilliant weekend. We've had some really good feedback off everybody. Everybody seems to have had a brilliant time. This has probably been one of the bigger events that's happened in the valley, and the locals have just been gobsmacked. They've never seen anything like this before, and they've really supported it well.
It was a lot bigger and more fun than I expected. I think it's gone very well, and I'm very impressed at the way everybody's put in so much hard work in organising it. I think everyone that's been part of it or watched or anything has thoroughly enjoyed it all, and I don't think it's caused anybody any problems at all.
Pilots have brought Jules tandems up, and we've asked for the tandem pilots if they would be happy to take locals for rides and just get a flavour of it, maybe boost the membership of Wingbeat Paragliding Club.
We went up in a duel. It was scary at first, just before we took off, but it was excellent once we were away.
Once we got in there, it wasn't scary at all.
We both went together with a pilot. We flew from the hill just across there. We landed in the field with the spot landing. We landed in the reeds.
I think because of the short notice that we had for the event, it was probably more difficult than we expected to get sponsors, because obviously their budgets are already set at the time that we were looking for sponsorship. But certainly Scottish Borders Enterprise were very kind in supporting the event. I think, judging by the way all the locals have come out and they've supported us, they really have helped us, and chatting to them now and during the event, I think they've thoroughly enjoyed it.
Stop raining for the sake of gold line set up 8 kilometres down the valley, which is basically just a series of ridge tops. It'll take about 15 minutes to get there, I reckon.
It's quite a nice shot of it.
Let's open the window.
No, it was fine, that was
It's going to get good.
I know. How far did you get?
Oh, well, I went to go all turn back. I thought it was out for a turn.
the river was up there.
You're swimming out this bog with a glider over your shoulders and your video's going, yeah.
I thought I was going to die. I disappeared up, and immediately you just felt it like tight around your legs. And you're like, hey, you think what's coming after now? Well, it's kind of got sunny again, hasn't it?
A bit smelly, Simon.
That was quite a good laugh.
Wet laugh?
Well, I'm further down the valley as we're all sort of got the same point. It went out to wind, and so we ended up sort of all doing our death glides, and we saw this reedy field like this one here, and we all thought we'll put it in there, and we got there, and it wasn't a reedy field. It's this deep. Celibate. And I managed to set a good standard for everybody else for how to fly in these things by landing on the corner of a river on a barbed wire fence with my canopy over a tree.
Did you get it on film? Can you do it again, please?
Steve Purdy, thanks a lot for helping us get it out. What we're thinking of doing, there's a few people already starting to go. I know there's a lot of people come from down south and they've got a really long drive. So rather than try and set another task which would be really short, it looks like, talking to Steve, it looks like it's going to go ex-seeable. So anybody that wants to stay, you can use any of the sites, you can go up and free fly, go ex-sea. We're going to put the spot out again. I think we've got some more little spot prizes and things. But basically we're going to wind this up and just leave it as a bit of an open event and people drift off when they want. So in at 1:15, if we can all go in the hall, we'll just do all the winding down.
This one.
2:15?
2, yeah.
Right. Yeah, 2:15. We'll do all that kind of stuff for prizes. We've got the prizes for the slideshows and stuff like that. And we'll just wind the thing down and then people can get away or do what they want. I don't know if that's alright with everybody or...
Yep.
Yeah.
It's really quite late now to set another task. And this task is like, I think one of the things was, it kind of fitted in the end with this whole spirit of the event, it was a right laugh. Most of it was.
We know where everyone landed, so we'll just write down a list of positions and sort it out from there. We could do that. You could see me in the next few minutes.
Straight now, yeah. Straight away.
Just to sort it out. I mean, I've got a good idea where everyone landed. We'll just clarify it, make sure everyone's happy.
I think the event was superbly organised. It's very good. I think we had some unlucky weather. Mind you, it's been the same for most of the UK this time. I think yesterday we could possibly have taken off a little bit earlier. It might have been better. But when I flew over the back and went on, it had already overdeveloped very strongly to the north, and I landed and there were huge cumulums off to my north and east. So I think it was the right thing to do to can it yesterday. We've flown just to the north of here. We fly about 15-20 miles to the north regularly and have flown cross country over this area. We've never had a base and launch from here. The hills are superb. It's an excellent place. It's great. It's really good to have farmers who are friendly and landowners who cooperate so much. I think the work people like you are doing to help promote the sport is very important, to get the general public both aware of what we do and get them involved. We're still a minority sport. We have coverage now on Eurosport and several other television programmes, and I think that will help develop sponsorship and therefore help promote bigger and better events. I think it's also important to get events which are at different levels in the sport, both for the sort of top level competitors and also for those who are more beginners too. Right. But I see the sport becoming far more publicly aware over the next 10 years. I think really to summarise, the paragliding generally in competitors is fly high and fly safe.
I'm Ogilvy Jackson. I'm the local farmer just at the top of the valley there, and I reckon it's going very well. Pity about the last half an hour or so where the air conditions weren't good and things had to be called off. But I think the weekend's been a great success. I think all the local community they've enjoyed themselves, and it's been good for the community. So hopefully it can be done next year with a bit of luck. We never ever thought so many people were going to arrive, but I think everybody's enjoyed themselves. Had a good dance last night, and it's great fun. And I got a flight myself this morning in the rain and fair enjoyed it. And I think there's one or two people who were disappointed that they didn't get up in the last half an hour or so, but it was called off and that was that.
It's very, very impressive as far as we're concerned. I mean, these hills that we walked and stuff, to see folk floating about or above them. And I'm kind of vexed. It's stopped now and there's no more to see. But I think that will probably attract people to the valley. There could be some more coming. No, it's the people coming into the glens nowadays that keep them going. I mean, the shepherds are more or less all away. And the community needs something like this now and again.
Well, I'm a farmer. I'm a local farmer. No, I didn't get a shot today, but I would have loved one. Right. But next, maybe sometime in the future I'll have a shot. My son had a good flight. Yeah. And a very well organised competition it was. Enjoyed myself thoroughly. Had a great time. Flying could have been better, possibly. Weather wasn't as kind as it might have been, but the people here made up for that. It's been great.
Things just seem to fall into place like a jigsaw puzzle. All the pieces kind of fell into place. Way better than what we thought. I think that's mainly due to the pilots and the spirit of the way people came and approached it.
What about next year?
I think we're kind of obliged to do it, or otherwise we'll be, I think we'll be lynched by everybody that came up this year, but let's keep it secret.